Hello everyone, welcome Star Family, welcome back to my channel. This pick a card is about your person, what they're experiencing right now in separation or perhaps in no communication. If you haven't had a chance as of yet to pick a pile or stack as of yet, please go back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps for silent meditation. You can click on the timestamp, go directly to that portion of the video, pause where necessary, take as much time as you need to in order to choose a stack of cards. These will be shuffled on the spot, as you can tell, obviously, right? So again, if you haven't had a chance to pick, go ahead and do that now. Take as much time as you need to meditate and choose your pile. If you feel led to during that time to pick more than one, let's say you're fighting between, 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 or something like that, pick more than one. It's okay to pick more than one pile if you intuitively feel nudged to do so. Listening to your intuition is always going to be encouraged here. Keep in mind that these readings are general, so I can't possibly expect them to connect with everybody watching. So many of you come from different walks of life, have different experiences at the moment. So there's no way I can expect to connect with everybody. But what I say is if this particular card reading does not resonate for you, maybe consider checking out my Pick a Card playlist, because I have a bunch of readings there that you can choose from. Take as much time as you need to explore there. You may find another reading that would resonate better. And if I'm not the reader for you, that's okay as well, because YouTube has so many other lovely readers out there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody out there who has the messages you're looking for this time around. These readings are timeless, so whether you watch it now at the upload time or weeks, months, days, years down the road, doesn't really matter. Again, the energy is timeless, so it will reach you, or maybe reach you when you need to hear it. Maybe it's not at this particular moment, maybe it's later down the road. But I always say, if you feel that intuitive nudge to watch, there's probably a message there for you. In love readings especially, roles can be reversed, flip-flopped, interchangeable, vice versa. Keep that in mind when you're watching. Some things might describe more about you, other things would describe maybe more of your person. Things can be interchangeable like that. Again, if something doesn't fit, don't make it fit, because at the end of the day, the reading is general. Okay, so I'm going to get these out of the way. We're going to go directly into stack number 1. Hello, stack number 1 viewers. You chose this lovely amethyst druzy here. I'm just going to put this off to the side. You also chose the Mystic Monday Tarot. I am going to read from that. However, I want to start first with an oracle card. We're going to find out here exactly what is it that your person is experiencing while in no communication or in separation. So if you're curious about what they're up to, what they're doing, how they're feeling, what they're experiencing, let's see if we can get some answers for you. So stack number 1 viewers, your person, what are they experiencing in no communication or in separation? Let's see, 1 card. Okay. Patience. It says, I accept that everything happens in divine order. Okay. Let me see if we can get 2 cards here. Let's see. What is your person experiencing in separation or in no communication? Let's see if we can get 2 cards for this reading. Okay. So we have a breakthrough. And we have, whoa, patience. Do you see that? That's crazy. We have patience twice. Okay, like, that's insane. Interesting. Okay, let's see if we can get tarot now. Let's see, what is it your person's experiencing in separation, in no communication? We want 3 cards to help us understand. So they're experiencing some kind of, I almost want to say epiphany, right? Patience is a virtue. Let's see, wow. Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords. Now that kind of flipped over. Actually, I have a bunch of these cards that are reversed, and I don't even read reversed. So, okay, 9 of Swords came out upside down, which is reverse. So basically, that is kind of echoing, the 9 of Swords reversed echoes the energy of the breakthrough. When you're able to release fears and get the swords, you know, out of your face with the 9 of Swords, where you're not like fearing every 5 minutes or having anxiety and worries and concerns. You are literally having a breakthrough. Okay, so they're coming out of this Nine of Swords energy where they're maybe able to get their head on straight, where before maybe the mind was clouded, or they were very confused. So it feels like they're breaking free from a state of confusion. So let's see if we can get 2 more cards here. All right, so 6 of Swords and the 10 of Wands. Okay, so 6 of Swords reversed. Again, I'm not quite sure why I have all of these all these cards mixed up, but that's okay. What I'm feeling from this is they've tried to move on, okay, because the 6 of Swords was reversed. This was also reversed, okay? So I'm just going to leave it that way for ease. The 6 of Swords is reversed, which means they're struggling to move on. They've had a hard time of maybe letting it go or finding peace of mind and calm and tranquility, because the 6 of Swords is that energy where you do find peace of mind. You do, you know, put the past behind you and kind of move on from a tumultuous situation in order to find your calm, your peace, and your sanity, right? They've struggled with that, but they're finally getting a breakthrough. It seems that in the midst of not communicating or maybe having that separation, they've had to do some serious inner work, okay, to clear their head, to clear their mind, because it kind of feels like they've been forced in the midst of separation, forced in the midst of no communication, to look at themselves in a different way and maybe have patience with themselves, because it feels like they were going through a tumultuous time in the midst of the situation with you, and it might not have even been anything to do with you. It could have just been circumstance and life. But perhaps the separation and the no communication has kind of made them find themselves in the process and really take a really good look at themselves. They've dealt with their fair share of burdens over here in the midst of not talking to you or being in separation. Hey, maybe, I don't know why I'm hearing the word karma, but maybe that's what it is. And it's made them kind of fix their own internal chaos. And I say internal chaos because of the 9 of Swords. But it feels like they're slowly breaking free from that or coming out of that. And they've been kind of forced to be in a, I almost want to say, submissive position when it comes to life and the way that life has kind of thrown things at them. They've been forced to be patient. If things didn't go their way, it's almost like it was out of their hands, and there's this feeling of having to accept that there are some things not in their control, and they've been forced to accept it. And that does require patience with your circumstances, patience with the things that you can't control. There's been a lot of things in their life that has kind of spiraled in the midst of maybe separating from you or being in no communication. But it does feel like they're slowly coming out of that mess or that mucky energy. And yes, they have had a hard time moving away from that mess or internal mess of the 9 of Swords with the 6 of Swords. They've had a lot on their plate to deal with. I wouldn't doubt 2020 has been a really poopy year for them so far. The burden of all that, the responsibility of just life and the hand you've been dealt. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting from this. But in the midst of not talking to you, they've had their fair share to deal with. Not that you wish that on them, I'm sure. But Hey, maybe some of you do, I don't know. But they've had a lot to deal with in the midst. Again, it could be a matter of, if you believe in karma, it could be, you know, their comeuppance, and they've had to experience that in order to get through to the other side of the mess that they were in, maybe at the time that you guys split, separated, or lost contact. It's been a struggle, though, with that Six of Swords reversed. It is a struggle for them. It's like swimming in place, you know, like they've tried to move on, but they're struggling with that energy. And again, the struggle is coming from that Ten of Wands. They've had to maybe learn to be patient with themselves, maybe more patient with people, with life. Maybe they didn't have enough patience for you at the time that you guys were together or talking. And it could be that they just had a lot going on all at the same time, which created that tumultuous energy surrounding them and their situation, maybe even their heart. But they're slowly but surely kind of clearing their mind with this in reversed. And they're getting a breakthrough moment. Definitely getting a breakthrough moment. Let's see if we can get a playing card on this. I almost want to see what the Nine of Swords is. Let's see. Why is the Nine of Swords here? You know, I have to wonder if they've struggled also to get over you, or to move on from the connection too with the Six of Swords, and maybe they still feel the weight of that. Not only that, that Nine of Swords here, they could also have done a lot of thinking. A lot of thinking about you, about the situation, about what they did or didn't do. Sometimes that Nine of Swords energy can talk about replaying events in your head, and I don't know why I'm feeling the idea of regretting what you didn't say or could have said, or what you said. And, you know, all the shoulda, couldas, and wouldas is kind of what I'm picking up from that Nine of Swords. And maybe that's also why with the Six of Swords, it's like healing, but it's like healing and reevaluating what was done, or what could have been done differently, but then struggling with that because they kind of have to live with it now. Live with what they didn't do or could have done but chose not to do, you know, that kind of thing. Again, that's the burden here that they maybe struggle to release. But the breakthrough has come for them. I'm getting the idea of having opened their eyes. The breakthrough is helping them open their eyes, but at the same time, it's a slow progression is what I'm feeling from this. Okay, so let's see what the Nine of Swords is all about. Let's get one card. Okay, so again, the Four of Cups is that dissatisfaction, that melancholia, right? The melancholy of, you know, it is that feeling of meh, like, and thinking about what you could have done, didn't do, you know, focusing on what went wrong, what you're unhappy with, a lot of repeat emotions on repeat, thoughts on repeat. It is definitely that. And of all things, it is also a missed opportunity. So again, the feeling of having regrets about how it went down, what they didn't do, what they could have done, and feeling like, yeah, they missed out on something. They missed out on the Ace of Cups, because the Four of Hearts, Four of Cups is, you know, that energy where the universe is trying to hand you a cup of love, and you're like so caught up in your mess that you can't even see what's right in front of you. And then it gets to a point where you can miss out. If, you know, your eyes aren't open at the time, you can miss out on what's right there in front of you because you're failing to see the blessing that's, you know, hanging in the balance there. And I kind of feel like you were that cup of love that's usually depicted in the Four of Cups. They couldn't see it though. They couldn't see it for what it was at the time. Maybe it's because, again, if they were in a messy situation or they were experiencing a lot of crap in their life, or they just didn't have their ish together, right? The kind of love that you were offering, the cup that you were offering, would have easily went right over their head because they were just in such a shitty place, I guess, right? But it feels like with this energy here, they're learning the error of their ways. They're getting their breakthrough. They're opening up their eyes. They're having a sense of awareness, but it's been very slow in coming. The patience energy is definitely giving me the feeling of slow and steady wins the race for them. They've had to accept things, but that's been hard to also accept and forgive what could have been done differently. They see also, I feel with these two cards, that perhaps you were very patient with them, but they didn't maybe appreciate the patience that you had. Maybe your patience ran out as well. I don't think with the Six of Swords they've really been able to forget, though, and they have to live with that now. Okay. So stack number 1, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or clarified something for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below, because I do enjoy hearing from everybody. If you want to support this channel further, consider liking and sharing this video, clicking subscribe if you haven't already. Also, clicking the bell for notification, because I do upload often, and that little bell will help you get notified so that way you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy. My Etsy shop link is there in the description box. See what readings I have available, and you can book a reading whenever you feel guided to. So I'll leave you here, sending you much love wherever you are. Take care of yourselves and keep shining. Hello, stack number 2 viewers. You chose this giant black tourmaline here. So I'm just going to put that off to the side. This is your tarot. I am going to get to this in a minute. This is the Darkwood Tarot that you chose. But first we're going to start with an oracle card, a few of them. I want to find out what is going on with your person in regards to, you know, them being in separation from you, no communication. What are they experiencing, stack number 2 viewers, in the midst of no communication or in the midst of separation from you? What are they experiencing? Let's see if we can get one card. Stack number 2 viewers, for your person, what are they experiencing in the midst of no communication or in separation? Let's see if we can get one card. Okay. One card. Oh, okay. Regrets. I know that I cannot change the past. All right. Let's see. Let's see if we can get 2 cards to accompany this, and then I'll get to your tarot. We want to see, what is your person experiencing now in the midst of no communication or in separation? 2 cards for you. There we go. There's one. Messages. Wow. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more. Okay. Guilt. All right, these cards are pretty much in sync with each other. So we have messages, regret, and guilt. And right off the bat, I don't know if you can see that, regret and guilt go hand in hand. And something about your messages. I'm wondering if they're rereading your messages, old messages, like text messages, maybe instant messages, direct messages, whatever. It kind of feels like they are reviewing or looking over old texts that you might have sent to each other, old messages back and forth. Rereading old conversations, that's what this feels like. So in the midst of no communication or in separation, they're nostalgic. That's kind of the word I'm picking up from this, nostalgic. And they are looking at old messages, old conversations between you, reviewing them. Kind of like this feeling of, how do I explain this? Looking for things and something that they could have missed in context. it's hard to sometimes to describe what I'm feeling. Do you know what I mean? Like I could feel a feeling, but now I have to like translate it into a sentence. So, okay, it's like here they are looking at messages, old conversations, and they're searching for hidden meaning, okay, or context, or things that perhaps they missed or took out of context. Uh, like looking at your messages and trying to see if they read you all wrong, or if they got it all wrong. Like what did they miss? Okay, that's what I'm picking up from this. Okay, or why didn't I see that? Why didn't I understand what was being said to me at the time? Like, how did I miss that? Okay, that's what I'm picking up from this. Okay, so let's see if we can get 3 cards to help us understand a little bit more in regards to, whoa, okay, your person. What are they experiencing in the midst of no communication and separation? We have the Knight of Cups. That could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. That could be your person. That could be you. Knight of Cups usually takes action on love or moves in the direction of the heart, right? Let's see if we can grab 2 more here in regards to what your person is experiencing in the midst of no communication or in separation. 2 more cards. The 6 of Wands, Page of Cups. All right, so pages are about delivering messages. All right, what I'm getting from this combo is that, again, it's the idea of having taken action on the connection at the time. There was something that it kind of feels like they regret not doing, not saying, not moving toward or moving to the next stage of the relationship or connection. Because Knights are always about action, movement, momentum, speed. It kind of feels like they regret not taking action or moving in a different direction with the connection the way that they could have. Maybe they didn't make moves or enough moves on it, or allow it to progress or make progress, is kind of what I'm feeling from the Knight. Because it does feel like there was attraction there was feelings there, but I'm also picking up the vibe of a hesitancy for whatever reason. I think you were trying to convey your feelings in that connection with the Page of Cups. It does feel like, again, all this water sign is very emphasized here. So again, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that could be your person or you. But this Page of Cups is willing to communicate affection, love. The Knight is also willing to take action on that affection and love. But there's regrets about that. Maybe they regret not actually saying enough or doing enough. You were probably offering your cup of love to them, but maybe they failed to see it. Maybe you were willing and ready to take action on the love, but they were also not really doing enough. That 6 of Wands is always a triumph over adversity. It's overcoming obstacles. So it kind of feels like there was a struggle to overcome an obstacle in the connection, especially with all this regret and guilt attached to it. Maybe there were things in the connection that you couldn't quite come up from. I am going to get a playing card on this to kind of clarify the 6, because it does feel like the 6 of Wands is always an energy of admiration, right? Sometimes with that card, you can easily put somebody on a pedestal. You really do kind of hold somebody in high esteem with that. There's something that they feel guilty about, and they are, again, with all this energy of messages and communication here, they are rereading text. They are looking at old text, old messages here. And there's this feeling of regretting that they didn't do more. Okay, so let's see if I can find out what the Six of Wands is about. I mean, it is a card that's successful, right? Maybe they regret not having success in the connection with you, or it almost feels like not having jumped on the opportunity when they had the chance. Oh, okay, that's a lot. Let's see what we get. Okay, I see it now. Queen of Pentacles, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Okay, that could be you, that could be them. Queen of Pentacles is also a wifey material. She's very abundant. She got a lot going on for her. So whoever the divine feminine is in the situation, you had a lot going for you. It does feel like there was a mothering energy or nurturing energy that someone was trying to show the other person. Maybe as a viewer, you were trying to show them that care and comfort, okay? Whether masculine or feminine doesn't matter. You definitely had a lot going for you, and you were more than willing. It kind of feels like with this energy here. But with the Six of Swords, they probably moved on from the connection because there was an indecision here with the Two of Pentacles. It's like this up and down, up and down. Too indecisive. You can't really find balance or equilibrium. A lot of times you need to make a choice but then struggle to. And you have to balance the pros and cons of a situation, and sometimes it can leave you kind of up in the air. It kind of feels like with that Two of Pentacles, they didn't know what they wanted at the time. So they could have ghosted with the Six of Swords, kind of moved away off in silence, kind of snuck away, right? In a quiet manner. You slip away with the Six of Swords. This energy does slip away sometimes. And then that Ten of Cups. So that Ten of Cups is basically saying, again, if you were, or somebody was wifey or husband material over here, right? Very stable and secure, like committed. You wanted a solid foundation with them. Maybe you wanted them to be your wife. Also, it could be the other way. Maybe they were hoping one day to be a wifey energy. But at the same time, husband or wife doesn't matter. A spouse, right? A partner. Somebody wanted to kind of be that partner energy in the connection. But the other person was undecided and like wishy-washy with the Two of Pentacles. So they might have slipped away. And then these two energies together give me the vibe of, you know, somebody wanted commitment or love, and they wanted a solid foundation with these two cards. The Ten of Cups is a life partner energy. Also could be, you know, married life. Maybe somebody wanted married life. Somebody wanted to be committed, settle down with the Queen of Pentacles in some way, have the house, the family, the two dogs, the kids, whatever, running around the white picket fence. But there was an indecision here. It kind of feels like maybe somebody wanted more commitment than the other person was willing to give. And there could have been maybe an indecision somewhere where somebody was undecided if that's what they really wanted. And maybe that's why it's feeling like here with the Six of Wands that maybe the differences couldn't be overcome with one another. Again, triumph over adversity. If there was adversity in the connection, it is kind of feeling like there was a struggle to overcome that adversity. Maybe you both wanted different things, and that's why the Two of Pentacles is here. But they have guilt and regret over how it was handled, or the fact that maybe they slipped away, or that they stopped sending messages. Slipped away over here with the Six of Swords or Six of Spades. And the messages, they have regret and guilt over the messages or the lack thereof, or the fact that they're not talking to you right now. They contemplate, it's kind of feeling like they contemplate shooting you a message with that Page of Cups. But for whatever reason, the Six of Swords, or I'm sorry, Six of Swords, but for whatever reason, the Six of Wands, and you have two sixes. The Six of Wands is giving me the vibe of perhaps they would come towards you, but there's something about you in the situation right now that you seem kind of out of their league at the moment. Bear with me 1 second. I didn't realize my other phone was in here. Sorry about that. There's something about you with the Six of Wands that maybe you're out of their league in some way, because the Six of Wands kind of sits up high and mighty, right? And it could be that they're too proud with that Six of Wands to also come forward to send or extend another message, even though they have a ton of regret and guilt over how it went down, or the fact that they slipped away from you, or they chose to move away from you. They regret the lack of action they could have taken. I think hindsight, there's this feeling of you were willing to give them commitment and settle down, but they were too wishy-washy at the time and not prepared for that. So they kind of removed themselves with the Six of Swords, created distance between you. They slowly slipped away over time, perhaps lessened the communication or lessened the interaction. But it's a shame, because with that Ten of Cups, they could have literally had that with you. They really could have had that with you. I'm picking up this feeling of, with the message energy over here, this is giving me feeling of social media, if any of you have it, right? That they might be able to see you on social media as the Six of Wands, doing really well for yourself. Maybe having a glow up. If you're the Six of Wands, again, this feeling of being out of their league somehow, or doing really well. Maybe even seeing you being admired by others. That pages are usually about learning, growing, being students of life, having to kind of investigate. I know it's not a Page of Swords, which is usually more in line of communication and kind of playing detective and snooping. But this Page of Cups is kind of giving me the same feeling of maybe looking at you to see what you're up to. For whatever reason, I don't know why, I just heard the idea of scrying into a bowl, like scrying into a cup. I don't know why. But it's this weird feeling of maybe looking at your social media to see what you're up to, seeing you're doing really well, and it makes them feel worse for it. So that's what I have for you. Your person, I think, is just having definitely having some. Okay, I just heard they're second guessing themselves as well. They're second guessing themselves. What's funny is, I just thought of this. Oh my gosh, my phone was ringing in the midst of in the midst of your reading. And we have the Page of Cups and the Messages energy. So I wonder if they might, because it was synchronistic, if they might try to actually call you or reach out to you. Like I said earlier, I think they contemplate it. So I'd be curious to see if somebody, you know, reaches out to you because of that happening, the synchronicity of me getting that phone call during your reading. Maybe that's a clue. I don't know. You tell me, stack number 2 viewers. And pages are about messages and communication and sending a message. So that's a possibility. And we do have the message card. So I'm going to leave you here. If this connects for you, or resonates, clarifies something for you in some way, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below, because I do enjoy hearing from everybody. If you want to support this channel, like and share this video, click subscribe if you haven't already, and maybe click that bell also, so that way you get notified every time I upload. That little bell is helpful, so that way you never miss a video. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is check out my Etsy shop. The link is there to visit and see what readings I have available, and you could book a reading whenever you feel guided to. So stack number 2 viewers, a very interesting reading for you. I'm curious to see what happens, okay? So much love to you wherever you are. Take care of yourselves and keep shining. Stack number 3 viewers, you chose this lovely selenite wand, and I'm just going to put that here off to the side. This is the Sacrobito Tarot. That's what you chose. I will get to that in just a moment. First, I want to start with oracle cards in regards to your person. Let's see. What is it that they're experiencing now in no communication and or separation from you? Let's see what they're experiencing in no communication. Stack number 3 viewers. Your person, no communication and separation. That's one card. All right, peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. All right, let's see if we can get 2 more oracles in regards to your person. What are they experiencing now in the midst of no communication? In separation, what is your person experiencing in the midst of no communication and or separation? All right, depression, right, and fear. Okay, so they definitely don't have peace of mind, and I know the peace card is here, but when you get this and this together, depression and fear, their peace of mind is lost. Okay, so they're losing sleep over something. Let's see if we can get 3 tarot cards to help us understand a little bit more your person. What is your person experiencing in the midst of no communication and separation? 3 cards. Pack number 3 viewers. Okay. All right, so we have the 3 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Could be you, could be your person, and the 10 of Wands. Okay. So yeah, it does feel like they don't have peace of mind at this time. They're struggling with something, and it could be that they're having a conflict of head and heart, because the 3 of Swords does indicate that. With the depression and the fear card, and then losing peace of mind, that is the conflict of head and heart here with the 3 of Swords. So they're going through it right now, in the midst of maybe not talking to you, being separated from you. I don't know why I just heard the word boomerang. Boomerang. Gosh, there was like this thing as a kid, 6 and stones may break my bones, but names and words will never hurt me. But then there is another version of that which says, oh gosh, I'm gonna mess it up. everything you do to me or say to me or something like that comes back to you and sticks to you like glue. I don't know, I probably ruined it, but you guys know what I mean. I think some of you probably know what the little like when you were in the playground, kids used to say stupid things like that in my generation, but it's kind of like that feeling. It's like a boomerang effect of like, it does kind of feel like they're getting a taste of their own medicine, basically, and they're experiencing, I'm getting a lot of words coming to me, like trauma. They're having to face their wounds. That's what this is feeling like. They're trying to release negative energy, but at the same time, they're not really having a good time of finding peace of mind. Knight of Wands energy, when it's determined, it can put its mind to anything and go in the direction of that. It's a card of movement, momentum, action. Go get 'em. Very goal-oriented. Very goal-oriented, focused, determined. However, when it's in a state of mind like this, it struggles to get its head on straight and go in the pursuit of, you know, their goals, aspirations. Your person could be in a deep funk right now or going through a shadow period as well. That Ten of Wands is also an indication of the heavy burdens that they're experiencing in their everyday life. They might be drowning themselves in work, overworking themselves also with the Ten of Wands, just to kind of forget. They might have broken your heart. Maybe you broke their heart. That's a possibility too, right? With that Three of Swords, but they're experiencing some kind of sorrow. Maybe it was a three-party situation, and if it wasn't a third person involved, maybe that caused a breakup between you. Then it could have easily been a circumstance that got in the way. That Knight of Wands always wants to move forward, but with all the cards on the table, they're very, you know, shadow aspected. So again, the desire is kind of lacking motivation, where normally they would probably be a very spontaneous person. They've lost their mojo. That's what this feels like. They're in the midst of separation and no communication. They're going through something major and they've lost their mojo. They've lost their oomph, their spark. They're weighed down by a lot of things right now. Maybe being weighed down by what happened in the connection as well. The Ten of Wands is always a symbol of a heavy yoke that you carry, a burden that you carry, whether it be on your heart or a literal responsibility or duty that you carry on your shoulders. They're trying to come out of it. Consider the 10 as an energy of endings and transition. But with all the other cards here, normally you should be able to lay down the yoke and kind of free yourself in order to kind of feel lighter for it. But your person feels like they're drowning in a lot of their worries. And they don't have peace of mind right now. They could be thinking about what they did or didn't do, what they did wrong, maybe how they hurt you. Maybe they're having to live with the burden of that. Maybe I don't know why I'm just getting the vibe of maybe having fears of the future as well. There's this unsettled feeling coming from these cards of like not knowing where my life is going right now. They could be really lost Okay, losing a sense of direction. Again, the Knight of Wands with all these shadow aspected cards. Knight of Wands usually has a focus and a sense of direction, but this is really feeling like at this time your person, in the midst of not communicating with you, in the midst of being separated from you or having broken up with that Three of Swords, they are quite lost. They're in the deepest of deepest funks. They might not be sleeping well. They might have regrets. They're conflicted in their head, could be overthinking. Their heart really is confused too. Mind and heart are very confused with Three of Swords. Okay, just heard. When was the last time they showered? That's weird, but that's what I heard. When was the last time they showered? Maybe that's coming from this depression energy, and these wands, yeah, the way that they're pointing down kind of look like, I don't know, maybe, you know, the rainfall does land like that. Rain and water does fall on you like that. Yeah, your person, they're struggling to pick themselves up right now. Dark Night of the Soul also comes to mind. They are probably in the midst of that and struggling with it. There's this feeling of having to face themselves and not liking what they see. The fear energy is giving me the vibe of like facing their inner demons. I'm also getting the feeling that you might have been a catalyst for them to experience the shadow and experience the dark night of the soul. So you might have triggered that in them. Like in the midst of separating from them, you might have triggered a dark night of the soul. Okay, so let's see if we can find out what's going on with this. I almost want to get one on the Three of Swords and the Ten of Wands, both of them. Let's start with the Three of Swords first. And I apologize for the way that the lighting is. The sun is coming through this window, like literally right there. So let's see, why is the Three of Swords here? For your person, stack number 3 viewers. Okay. All right, Eight of Wands. So that's a struggle to move forward with the Three of Swords together. This is forward movement, travel, right? So I have to wonder if there's distance between you as well with the six. Why did I say six? Anyway, with the Eight of Wands. Also, the Eight of Wands talks about phone calls, emails, texts, maybe even social media communication back and forth. So with the Three of Swords, could be that the communication is cut off or was cut off. Maybe you blocked them. Maybe they blocked you. They don't have that, it's almost feeling like they don't have that line of communication open anymore. Not with these two cards together. Like, it feels like maybe the line was cut or severed. The line of communication was cut and severed. All right, so let's see what the Ten of Wands is all about. Ten of Wands. Oh, what? Wait a minute here. 2 tens of wands, so a 10 of wands confirming a 10 of wands. That's crazy. All right, 10 of clubs is 10 of wands. Wow. Okay, so it's just basically confirming to confirm that it should be there, I guess. Again, they're dealing with the burden of what they're experiencing right now. The weight of it's pretty heavy. It's a heavy weight that they're experiencing right now energetically. Again, I'm picking up a lot of shadow aspects here, so Dark Night of the Soul brings to mind. You might have cut off that communication, therefore initiating your person into a Dark Night of the Soul. They've lost sleep. They don't have peace of mind. They're going through a depression. When was the last time they took a shower? Oh my gosh. They can't kind of move forward. They're stuck in a rut. It's what it's feeling like. They're facing a lot of their own personal fears and inner shadow. They are in the midst of a shadow, their shadow work. So that's what they're experiencing now in the midst of no communication, in separation. It's like this feeling of wanting to move forward, but then feeling stuck. Not knowing how to pick themselves up so they can. Somebody moved away from somebody, whether it be geographically or, you know, figuratively moved away in a sense that you put distance between you and them maybe putting distance between, you know, maybe it was them that put the distance between you if it wasn't you. But they're having to deal with the conflict of head and heart. They can't find that balance or equilibrium here with that 3 of Swords. Their head and heart is a mess. And they don't have that peace of mind right now at this time. So stack number 3, this is your reading. If you feel that this has helped or clarified some things for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. To support this channel, like and share this video. Click that little bell for notification as well so that you don't miss a video. It's very helpful to get notified, so you know that way you're always on top of, of my content. And if you haven't subscribed, by all means, please go ahead and do that. Oh wow, right? Show some love and support by subscribing to this channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all you have to do is check me out on Etsy. Click the link to my Etsy shop, have a visit, see what readings are available, and you can book a reading whenever you feel guided to, okay? So I'm going to leave you here, stack number 3 viewers, sending you much love wherever you are. Take care of yourselves, okay? And keep shining.